Hey everybody, it's John Scott Massey here with his two best friends.
Megan Patterson.
And Haley Buck.
This is the Part Where podcast, where three best friends talk about their love and hate for movies, TV shows, and the parts within them. This week we are talking about Angel Beats.
Woohoo! Let's get into 2010 anime.
2010 anime. It has a very classic anime style, which I enjoy.
It definitely does, yeah.
All right. General opinions. What did we think about the show just in general? Did you like it? Dislike it?
Let's
be
straight up. This is one of my favorite animes ever, and I first watched it years and years and years ago, and it was the second anime that I ever saw, actually. And while I'm on the topic, really quick, I just want to mention, we all obviously speak English. None of us are fluent in Japanese. Yes, I know it's anime, and I know it's manga, and I'm still gonna call it anime and manga because why would I ever say karaoke instead of karaoke? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. Like, I will try my best with the names. They make interesting choices in all dub versions with and also we watched the dub. I've seen both several times. But
I watched the whole season dubbed.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched my favorite episodes subbed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll be mostly referring to the dub. Actually, on that note, really quick, if I could just say fun facts about what you kind of lose in the dub for this specifically. So I don't know if you would have noticed this in just the dub version, but TK actually speaks just English.
Yeah.
Just straight up English all the time. Like in the original.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah. No, he's just like speaking English for no reason.
Watch.
But it's funny because a lot of the time when it's like an original Japanese cast and they're having someone speak English, they do it like they just have that person say, I don't know if it was a different person, but whoever it is fluent in English. So when they say the English lines, it's actually just English. Like, and it's only like half of the line usually. So anyway, so that's that. And then also SSS doesn't really translate to the not yet dead Battlefront, but it's Shinda Seikai Sensen in Japanese. So that's why it's
SSS. Okay, gotcha.
So those are my fun facts about
Gotcha.
that. But yes, I love this show.
I enjoyed my time watching it. What about you, Haley?
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would, just based off, like, the screen cap Netflix does,
right?
And it just has Otonashi and Angel, and I was like, okay,
oh, no.
Yeah, right.
Megan, what are we doing?
What are we doing, Megan?
You know me and my harem animes.
Yes.
My real.
But yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, so let's just get into our favorite characters. I think that's a pretty fun place to start. Megan, since you're the one who's kind of more versed in it than the rest of us.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, I don't want to like influence your opinion. Do you want to go first or should I go?
I mean, I can go first. I'm ready for it. My favorite character in the show is Angel. I really enjoyed the switch between, being the main antagonist, but also then having this side to her that then you get to kind of learn her real objectives,
right?
And just try. She wants to be friends with people so that she can help them along, and that's really cool to me.
Yeah,
she's ultimately like so selfless.
Oh yeah. I feel like if you want to get into all of the like tropes and things about a show that I enjoy, you just have to look at this show because I'm like, oh, okay, the antagonist is not actually like evil. They like have a different objective, but they're not like trying to hurt them. Like, I love that. I'm here for that. No, Angel's good. Angel,
I like just the kind of quietness that she has to her. Some people are saying, like, I've kind of read online that she gets to the point that she's just kind of there just for plot and you don't get a whole lot of emotion. And I can see that, but I enjoy the simplicity that is Angel.
Yeah, and I do kind of feel like it is a character choice. Like, you get the feeling she's been here so long, like she and Yuri have been going at it for so long that she's just kind of like been degraded almost. She's become a weapon because she
kind of has to
be for sure
a defensive weapon. As we learn, I think that's in 4 or 5.
No, and like her sitting down to eat the tofu, I'm like, and us realizing that like, oh wait, she's not just this like immortal being full of hatred. She's someone.
I mean,
she's a person.
It's hard to like remember my exact first like opinions and stuff about it, but like I feel like they don't even like they paint her as like scary, I guess, but like she's not like
No, she's not
malicious. They never show her
No.
being like malicious. Like she stabs Otonashi in the first episode,
Yes.
obviously, but like other than that, she never goes on the offensive, right? So
Yeah, well, the stabbing of Otonashi was just to show him this is what this is what this is.
He literally
It
asked
was
for
a
it.
learning. Yeah, it was a
He
learning
literally
moment.
asked for
Show me that I'm dead, please. Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was just her teaching. It's not her being malicious. So I think she's a very interesting character and an interesting person that you get to know a whole lot better than most characters in the series. So that is my feelings on Angel. I think she's pretty cool.
Nice.
Haley?
I have chosen Yuri. I
Good choice.
adore her.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
Like, there's something so marvelous about like this show from the 2010s letting this girl be so angry
Mhm.
and have such a dark backstory that like
Angry
Oh,
and
yeah.
badass.
we get with like teenage girl
Oh my god.
characters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's the leader, and I just love her.
I love Yuri.
She's great.
Speaking about backstories, just really quick. I mean, that's also something that's one of my favorite things is like a good backstory, like a
Mhm.
good tragic backstory, and that's just built into the show. This show's
Yes.
premise
Yeah.
is tragic backstory.
Everybody has a tragic
I love
backstory.
it. I love it. Yeah, I love Yuri.
Mhm. Yuri's great. I think with Yuri, they did her a little dirty in the last episode.
Yeah.
The last episode, and we'll get into it a bit more, but
Yeah.
like, it just kind of changes your view on the characters that we've known for the last 12 episodes.
The ending, yeah, we can talk about it, but yeah, no, that's fair.
Mhm. One of your
But I
favorite
also think-
characters?
One of mine. Yikes. No. Okay, so I'm laughing because I'm looking at my list. Okay. I'll start with I feel like I'll start with Hinata just because my favorite character always is the best friend character. Like in
love
anything.
him.
If you see a best friend, quote unquote best friend character in anything, it will be my favorite character. And we know this.
I enjoy Hinata.
I love him.
He's on my list. He's number 2.
I love him.
I like
Angel and then Hinata. So we're
there you go. Yuri didn't make it onto mine. I do like her, don't get me wrong, but she there are some other characters that I enjoy.
Yuri's on I have 4 characters up on one
Mhm.
tier, and then I have 2 characters on
Yeah.
the next tier. That's Yuri. They're all very, very high.
Yeah. But I like Hinata's relationship with Otonashi.
I love, yeah.
Because I
Hinata
can
has-
definitely relate to that kind of relationship.
Right.
Like I do definitely have best friends. What? Okay,
No.
you guys know how I act
No, I
with my
know.
best friends.
No, it's
like
fair.
Oh, we know.
We know. Yeah, no, that's true.
yeah, it's just I can totally relate to how he
Yeah.
just how he feels about his friends and him needing
Yeah.
to like be by their side and all that kind of stuff. And I
Yeah.
love
No,
that.
I'd like to say actually on that topic of like Hinata's relationship with the other characters, I feel like him and probably Otonashi have the best chemistry with like everyone else.
Mhm.
Like I get oh no, we've lost Haley.
Oh no, Haley, no.
Well, I'll finish my thought real
Yes,
quick.
finish your thought,
Yeah, I feel like he has really good chemistry with like everyone else in the Not Yet Dead Battlefront. Like
Mhm.
I feel like I mean, I know we see mostly his relationship with
Yeah.
Otonashi, but like I just enjoy his interactions with everyone. So.
Yeah, I think I love, and he has such a deep and defined character,
Mhm.
especially because you get the episodes, you get his almost obliteration,
Yes.
which you get to
yes.
see that, and then you get to see him choose to stay because he wants to see everybody else
Yes.
like go on their own path, and
The
then
amount of like
and you get to see
selfless
him, like,
characters
with his stuff with Yui.
with Yui.
With the stuff with Yui, you get to see that he wants to help, and he wants to,
Yes.
even though he might not 100% understand what's actually going on,
Yes.
he wants to have as much like involvement in it and help, like just be as
Yeah.
helpful as possible
Yeah.
in the whole thing, which is why I'm really glad he stayed until the end.
Oh yeah,
like,
totally.
that he
Totally.
got
It
to
was
stay.
like very good for like
Haley's back.
yes, Haley's back. Hello.
About the male characters in particular, they're all filled with like a bunch of kindness.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Life.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. They let the girls be angry and they let the boys be kind.
Yep.
And that's everything in a 2010 anime. It's 13 episodes long.
Yeah. One of my other favorite characters is Masami Iwasawa.
Yes. Oh, I was debating talking about her.
I'm gonna talk about her a lot because I really enjoy. Episode 3 is so good. It is so good, and I enjoy so much of just seeing her progression and seeing her backstory and being able to overcome everything that's happened by herself.
Yeah,
and I think
for
that's
sure.
super important.
Yeah, she's like
everybody
the
else
only
like
one.
needs like the therapeutic sort
Yeah.
of things that happen in this universe, but she's
Mhm.
able to kind of do it by herself. Granted, she does have the help of the band a little bit.
Right. Well, it's, the whole like
yeah.
situation is definitely like
Yeah.
what enables any of them to like have
Mhm.
this. That's like the point, I think.
Yeah.
But definitely like she's the one who does the most
Mhm.
just for herself. Like,
and she
for her
sort of
own sake.
sets the plot
She
in motion.
does. She
'Cause,
totally
like,
does. Yeah.
like seeing her be obliterated just kind
Yeah.
of helps everybody else realize, oh, this might not be such a bad thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like, it kind of helps everybody else along.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Absolutely. I mean, like, if you say that Otonashi is the driving force of the plot, then he can't be it without Iwasawa.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then also her going away brings in Yui and gives us
Yes.
that whole great like kind of
Yes,
arc
yes.
with Otonashi.
Haley's making a face.
Hey,
We're gonna talk about this
Oh, we'll
because I
talk
had a
about
feeling.
Yui.
I had a
Okay.
feeling that I had
Yeah.
a feeling this was gonna be a polarizing issue, and we're gonna talk
Okay.
about it. But
Another favorite character of yours, Haley?
We talked about the 3 that I wrote down.
Okay.
good.
Fine.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Because I also
Yes.
Oh, Otonashi.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, he is just such a heart. It
Mhm.
almost is like very.
Haha.
I
It's true.
adore his backstory.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I had the kind of like theory that he wasn't supposed to be there,
Well, he wasn't, kind of.
and he was just supposed to replace Angel and just help Angel move on, which is kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, due to alternate ending things and the things that I just watched, which I enjoy. Which hot takes later.
Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah.
there, but I really like his character, and I like
love Otonashi.
I like he's never 100% on either side,
Right.
and so there's never like he's never 100% good or 100% bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he's always
however
like,
you look at it.
he like thinks for himself, which
Yes.
is something that several main characters I could think of don't do.
Mhm.
You know, like it's nice.
Yeah.
No, the scene or the episode, both of his backstory episodes actually, but mostly the train episode.
Mhm.
Oh my
Oof.
god.
That whole
I just rewatched it. I was
both of
sobbing
his
again. It's
backstory
fine.
episodes are so good.
They're so good.
I found one of the one with his sister hard to watch because
Mhm.
like there were so many feelings that I had during it, and I was just like, I loved it.
Yeah, between his question to Yuri in like the first episode, asking her if she killed herself, and then him going into this like depressive spiral, I really thought he killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that like he fueled it into helping people.
Yeah.
And I love that they end the first one on the train, like getting in, like in the wreck,
Getting
and then
onto
they,
the train,
yeah. I think about that
It's
all
good.
the time. And I love another thing I love about Otonashi's character is that he's usually like the like straight played for the straight man, like in comedy wise. But
Mhm.
then you have his like inner monologue that you get to see because he's like our viewpoint character.
Yes.
Like whenever Yuri's describing the new like operation or whatever, and he just goes off on a
What the
whole
hell?
like thing, like what is happening? I just think it's fun.
Mhm. And him being the only one to question things is really fun.
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Just
Like,
being like,
obviously
wait,
he's
why are
new,
we
but,
doing
like,
this?
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, for sure.
You mean we're just going into her room?
Yeah.
It's her room and her computer. Great.
Yeah.
This is illegal.
It doesn't imply that everyone else was immediately ready to throw down with Angel as soon as
Mhm.
let's go.
Yeah. I mean,
What is
knowing some of their backstory is like
was their plan at the beginning just to kill Angel? Or was it just to watch her? Because like the first thing we see with Yuri is she's got like a sniper position on Angel.
Oh, you mean like in the first episode specifically?
Yeah, and it's just ready
Yeah.
to take her out. Are we?
Yeah, I mean,
she can't.
yeah,
But
she could try.
But
you
like,
could-
yeah, I just don't understand what the job was in the first episode.
I thought the plan was to like use Angel to get to God to settle
Yeah.
the score with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. It actually, I know you guys probably didn't have time or find or watch the OVAs that I
No.
mentioned like a little, like an hour ago or whatever when I mentioned them.
Yeah.
But they actually kind of talk about that a little bit, like not, they're mostly just comedy.
Mhm.
I can talk about the extended Angel Beats universe later, but they're mostly just comedy. But they do mention like both of the plans within them is to get Angel to contact God so that Yuri can like go fight him, like
Oh my
fist fight with God. Pretty
Angel
much
versus
is the plot.
Yuri
That's what
versus
she
God.
deserves.
Yeah, true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Otonashi's good.
Otonashi's great. What is your other favorite character, Megan?
Okay, so this is, I guess, gonna tie into the next thing, because the other character that I wanted to talk about was Yui.
Was Yui.
And
Okay.
Here's the thing. Knowing me, if anyone knows me, or you guys who know me,
Yes.
I like never go for like a cutesy like
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I never, like that's not, I don't like that kind of character.
Yes.
It doesn't like vibe with me.
This is
but
understood.
I love Yui. I just like, I don't know what it's like. It's maybe because I love Guldemo so much, and it's maybe like,
Mhm.
I don't know, but just like her whole story, like with her backstory and wanting to just like try everything, and then like
Yeah.
her like friendship with Otonashi like is like important to me. Like I think, I don't know, I really like her because she's like ridiculous, but also she's like she's not like a stupid like airhead all the time. Like she's the one who's going like, you guys are idiots. Like she's like
Mhm.
funny and like, you know, going out and like being ridiculous on purpose, but like
Mhm.
she's so like, I don't know, I just think that she's interesting and I like her, and I don't usually, so that's why I want to like,
Okay.
I mean, honestly, she is probably one of my favorite characters, but like, I did want to talk about her because I don't ever like that kind of character. So now go ahead and refute
Haley.
me.
Are we moving on to least favorite character?
We can do that.
We can
I
do
feel
that.
like that's a good jumping point.
Yes, mine is Yui.
Yeah, I
I
figured.
do not like her. I think they chose her personality, and the personality was pink, and that was the only trait they gave her.
See, that's like the outer trait in my mind is like
Mhm.
they gave her pink, and I originally like didn't like her, and then I like got more into it, and I was like, oh, okay,
I don't
okay,
think you're
I'm into this.
supposed to like her when she's first introduced.
True,
No.
fair enough.
I don't think you're supposed to like her until she actually gets into the band,
Right.
and then you get her episode almost immediately after that, which is
Mhm.
I think it's a great episode.
I also think it's a great episode.
I think it's sexist that
What?
her
Oh,
woman is getting married.
Oh,
It feels ableist as well. And this is just how it feels. It is not actually homophobic. Hinata should be with Otonashi. He's in love with him. I was
I
suspecting
mean-
they were going to pair them up, Yui and Hinata, just because they had them interact and fight so much. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, we're heading there.
right.
But then it didn't head there until they got married.
I honestly thought they were both disappearing at that point.
I was worried.
Mm,
And
Because I didn't
and
want
I'm
Protestants to
I
just-
am glad that they were able to, or that they didn't have him disappear.
yeah,
And
no, me
you
too.
got this kind of really cool like best friendship between Yuri, Hinata, and Otonashi.
Mhm.
And then
Yuri
there's
or Yui? Oh no, Yuri.
Yuri.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah.
And that kind of best friendship. I also
Yeah,
like
for
that
sure. I
nobody
love-
was that there wasn't a love interest for Yuri. I loved that.
Yes.
I
yeah.
did too, yeah.
See, my brother, I made him start watching this once. He
Mhm.
never finished it, but he apparently, I said this, I don't even remember, but he like told me that he shipped Yuri and Otonashi, and I was like, no, like that's
No.
wrong.
That's
And
why
I
had to
apparently
go
got
in the
mad at
first
him.
episode.
But yeah, so anyway, I totally get what you're saying. And
Mhm.
again, this is something that I first watched years and years ago, so my opinions on things have changed. Something that has stayed the same, though, is that my favorite love stories are always ones where they're a little antagonistic and bickering constantly.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry, that's just what I apparently go for. That's what I like to watch or read or whatever. I totally get it. I think, I don't know, I really liked, I guess it could be, again, I watched this so long ago for the first time, but I guess it could be ableist, but I really liked how, like, she was taking the opportunity to do all these things that she couldn't do, but her dream life did not have her being undisabled. Like, she was still in her wheelchair, yes, like in her dream life. True. I love that. Like, she still lived her life, but she just got to have a nicer ending to it. Yes. And it wasn't like she was fixing herself. It was just that, like, she always wanted to do these things, and now she had the opportunity. She didn't fix the situation. She just got the opportunity to do something else. Yeah. And, like, even, like, her, like, you know, her dream was, like, go do all of these things, but, like, also she was kind of taking Otonashi on a wild goose chase just because it was fun. Yeah. Like, she was just having fun.
It's more fun to mess with Otonashi than actually get down to the point.
I respect that. Yeah. So I you know, I'm always not disabled, and especially not in that way, but I liked how they did it and how they had her, like, in the wheelchair and everything in the end. Like, yeah, I liked it, but I definitely understand.
One thing I did like, obviously she's not my favorite, my least favorite, in fact, but I did like her relationship with her mom. That was, like, just kind of hinted at, and, like, how, like, one of the things she wanted to be is, like, have someone to help out her mom.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Which, makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. So, my least favorite character is also third on my favorite characters. So, my least favorite character of the series is TK.
Stop.
Okay, he's Scott. My least favorite character because if you take him out of the story, it changes nothing.
Nothing.
True.
It changes.
That's not why he's there. Nothing. That's not why he's there.
Not why he's there. He's not there for the story. If we had gotten even just a little backstory on him, I would have been like, cool. But he's not there for anything.
True.
He's also one of my favorite characters because he's so memeable and gifable. It's like that comes into play. Like, if you look at our Twitter, most of one of the gifs is TK jumping out the window like this, just peace out and just dropping. I think he's funny, but he has nothing to do with the story.
Sure.
And I like characters who have to deal with the story. Granted, a lot of, like, the main characters that we really get to know, they don't have a whole lot to do with, like, the main plot.
Yeah.
But, like, you also have, like, that Avengers moment at the end where, you know, everybody's kind of coming in to fight the shadows. Yeah. And TK is there. But you don't know him.
Without TK, they would have failed. You know this.
Definitely. Oh, yes, his spinning on his head kicks.
It was important.
It was so important. Yeah, so he is my least favorite character because I don't know anything about him, and neither do they. And it makes me sad.
That's true. I remember seeing something back in the day that was about like wanting more of TK's backstory, and I was always just like, I guess I just accepted that.
Was he just not in a successful boy band and that was his tragic backstory?
Well, I'm assuming
it is.
I think the interesting thing is they don't know his name, his real name, because they, like, Angel has, like, her list on her computer of all of the students in the school, and they're on the list. So I'm like, there are class rosters somewhere that you could get a hold of.
But they've just decided to not
They've decided not to look for TK's name.
So yeah, he's the only character I have on my least favorite characters. He's the only one because I don't know. I don't get it. But I love him because he's gifable and his quotes are just funny.
True.
So that is my least favorite. Megan?
Yeah, so here's the thing. This is a problem for me because, like, I always go for something where I like all of the cast, or, like, if I find something that I really like, I'll end up liking everyone for some reason or other. So I honestly, like, legitimately, I pretty much like everyone on the cast. Like, but I was gonna say, I'm looking at my notes and I don't have it. I don't remember his name. The, like, guy that Yuri's fighting at the end. The, like.
Oh, okay. Like the guy in the computer room?
Yeah, I don't know if he counts, but
I have a list people.
that whole
Give me a second.
And honestly, okay, here's the thing is that I don't actually wish they had focused more on him or that whole plot at all because I liked everything else so much. But it's so like it's so like last minute, like thrown in the last like 3 episodes or something like that, right? Like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
That like I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. I guess if I'm going, I guess before, like I probably would have said either Christ or Noda maybe,
Ooh.
like way back in the beginning, but I think they're funny too, so I don't know. Yeah, no, my issue is that I like everyone. Can I mention really quick while you're looking for whatever that is?
He
I would
doesn't have a
love
name.
okay. Does he not? There's something that people
No.
call him that I literally was just looking
programmer.
at. Yeah, the programmer. Okay, that's what I was trying to think
programmer.
of.
Or burglar.
He's okay. Like
Yeah.
Angel's a better antagonist, so whatever. Yeah.
If they would have just had it been the program itself, I think that would be interesting.
I would have been
Not
with it.
had an NPC, because he felt like an NPC when you first saw him. You're just like, why are you?
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I definitely get the kind of what you're going for there.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just because we see him less than TK. You know, like
That's
he has.
Very true. He has more lines that you can understand than TK though.
Depends if you're which version you're watching it. If you're using subs,
That
if
is
you have your subs off and you're listening to the Japanese version, I'm just saying
you understand every single thing that TK is saying.
Not every single thing, but most of it.
Okay. We also brought up the fact that you can have favorite songs in this series. So I think we all have about one song that we really enjoy. Mine is from episode 3, My Song. Song that Masami Iwasawa sings right before she's obliterated. It is beautiful. I love Just a Straight acoustic guitar.
It's so good.
And it has a whole lot of emotion behind it. It's even better because she was told not to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's told not to play it in the episode, and I really enjoy that song.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. I mean, honestly, that was like my first thought too, but I love all the music in this show so much that it's like, you know, actually on that topic, you know what, let me let Haley go first and then I'll do mine and then I'll go into something kind of on the music topic.
Also, I just want to say about My Song, the fact that it comes back and it's how like Angel and Otonashi find themselves like later. I love that moment. But I chose the main theme. I am a sucker for theme songs. It's been stuck in my head for a week now.
It's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I no, I was gonna say Scott started watching this for this show specifically first, I think out of all 3 of us, and he mentioned to me that he was watching. He's like, I just started it, and I was like, oh no, now the theme song's stuck in my head.
Yep, there it is immediately.
Can I just say, like, American shows need to go harder on their theme.
On their theme and music. Yeah.
And on that topic, actually, since we're talking about like anime and stuff, anime like openings and endings almost always go much harder than like American ones do. But I don't know if you guys did you watch them for like every episode while you were watching the ending and the opening?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I love what they did with theirs, like how they have the flashes of different things that happen in the episode in the beginning, and then the ending.
Yeah, the ending.
The ending's really great when all the people are disappearing, and like they get added and they disappear. Oh, so good. And actually, speaking on the song, this isn't the one I was gonna say for my favorite song, but speaking on a like notable exception for the theme is the one episode where Yui's auditioning and they change the main theme. I enjoyed that. Fun. I thought it was very fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite song?
So, okay, what I was going to say for my favorite song is, I was going to say Crow Song, which is the very first song that they play when they're doing Operation Tornado. And then it's also, I believe that, actually, I think that's the song that Yui auditions with is Crow Song. I could be wrong about that,
I think so.
But I think it is. And my reasoning for it is way back when I was on YouTube and I found someone had done, they had spliced the vocals so that they were doing a duet of it since we have vocals for both of them the whole song.
Yeah.
And it was really good, so.
That's cool.
Actually, also, okay, if we're just, so to go off on the music a little bit, in the Japanese, there's actually 2 different voice actors, I guess you could say, for both Yui and Iwasawa.
Okay.
The singers are like singers, and then the voice actors are like voice actors.
Gotcha.
So Yui is Lisa, who if anyone's listening to this who watches more anime, you're more likely to have heard her because she's done theme songs for Fate Zero, Sword Art Online, and Demon Slayer.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys know Crossing Field from Sword Art Online. That was her.
Okay.
That's the one that's like the most famous one that I can think of.
Gotcha.
So that was her, and then Iwasawa is singing is Marina, who it was both of their debut apparently in Angel Beats. I just found out, which is cool. Like that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I don't know. I love both of their voice. I think they do an excellent job. Actually, while I'm talking about voice acting for those ones specifically, since I feel like it's more important that Yui and Iwasawa's voice actresses, like in English, match more to the original because of the way that they have to leave the original Japanese singing in. So it's like, it has to match more. I think they did a really good job. I was just now watching, and I was going back and forth between the English and the Japanese, which I haven't done before. I usually watch it all the way through. But I think they both did a really good job, the English voice actors, with matching the original and like making it sound like it fit, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so Crow Song, very good. First one, I mean, all of them are super excellent. So literally any song in this show.
Yeah.
And on that topic, here's my other fun fact. I'm just gonna sprinkle fun facts in here. Like,
there you go.
The writer for Angel Beats, let me see, Maeda Jun. He's a musician, primarily.
Okay.
So you can see how much he loves music throughout the show. I think, like, all the animation for all of the musicians, but like especially like Iwasawa on the guitar, and like they do all the chords. Like I don't know, like if you stop the episode and you look, they do the correct like chords and stuff. It's cool. So pretty. So I just think you can tell, and the way they like bring the songs back and like intersperse them over like important story moments.
Yeah.
And, like obviously, like, it's just very well. The soundtrack is very well put together and
it's really
utilized. Cool. I think, and I think that's because he's like
because he's a musician first.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we do some favorite and least favorite episodes? So my favorite episodes come from the beginning of the season, and it's specifically episodes 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
those 3 are my favorite. Of those, episode 3 is my favorite. My Song. I've already talked about the song itself, but I think Masami Iwasawa's journey in that is so good. And then you kind of get to see how it also kind of sets up the relationship that Not Yet Dead Battlefront has with Angel, and like how they kind of go after Angel and how they run away.
Yeah.
When things get rough.
Right.
That kind of thing. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
Episode 3, My Song, is so good.
That actually has one of my favorite moments in it. I'm going to talk about it now because it's like my third most favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure but when Iwasawa is in the music store for the first time and puts on the headphones, and while she's listening to music, and like the visual representation of listening to music, they got it on the head. So
oh yeah,
super good. Yeah, I was just rewatching that and I was like, just like everything about that, like that life-changing episodes. Like
it's so good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Anybody else have a favorite episode? Haley?
Several.
I do indeed. I almost went with episode 3 as well, but I decided to go with Knocking on Heaven's Door.
That's 12
episode. Yes. I'm a fan of a big battle sequence. I love that we focus on Yuri. I love that everyone comes to like back her up. I just think it's so
our Avengers
well done
episode
with her arc and her confrontation with the programmer.
Yeah.
And just everything about it. I really enjoy.
I enjoy our little Avengers moment that we have in the middle of that episode. The only thing that saddens me is Takamatsu has already been taken over, and you're just like, no, he's a part of it. Let me have smart abs boy. Come on.
It's true. He's not smart. He's an idiot.
Oh, got his soul back. That's fine.
He's an idiot. Yeah, no, true. They do just say that.
But I do like episode 12 as well. It's not in my tops, but I do enjoy a big battle scene.
Yeah, it's definitely not in my favorites, but I do like it. And then I guess if I'm talking about
Yeah,
my favorites,
go.
here's the litmus test you can use to see what my favorite Angel Beats episodes are, and they're the ones that include people's backstories. All of the episodes that include someone's backstory, Iwasawa's, Yui's, Otonashi's, both of them, Hinata's, absolutely, all of those. Yuri's, Yuri's in episode 2, I think.
Episode 2 build, yeah.
Yeah, all of those moments are like
her story, yeah.
So like when I think of Angel Beats, like that's what I think of. Okay, here's my 5 that I wrote down and didn't ever finish deciding which one was my favorite. I have 3 My Song, 4 Day Game.
Yes.
7 Alive Days, 9 In Your Memory, or no, 7 Alive, sorry, 9 In Your Memory, and then 10 Goodbye Days. Which were the 5 that I wrote down just while I was like cruising the list, and I didn't ever decide which is my favorite. But like I said, just look at the ones with the backstory, and those are where they
look
got
at the
me.
yes, and watch those. They're great.
Yeah.
Least favorite episodes. I don't like the ending. I don't like graduation.
That's funny. I was kind of thinking of the same.
Okay, cool.
It's very slow.
It's very slow, and it kills Yuri as a character for me. I get that she's kind of relaxed out of things, but I feel like there are still things that she should be furious at. And, you know, and then they start doing this whole, like, kind of friendship between Angel and Yuri, and I just don't think, I think there would be a whole lot more contentment still. You don't just get over stuff like that. Like,
see, I actually really like their friendship.
I was going to say, I also like their friendship.
I think they're both laid down their arms, like, they've fought for so long, and for no reason. Well, they've pretty much accomplished all their goals. And they can be teenage girls again. I do think they make Yuri a little too girly.
Soft.
She's still very traumatized.
For sure.
But I really like that her last moment is with Angel. I think that's a very interesting way to go.
No, I agree. I like it too. I mean, I actually, honestly, I don't dislike the send-offs. And I think there's definitely something to be said for letting them be teenagers, like, especially after, like, the big battle. But it's definitely very, like, abrupt. You go from this giant battle into this, like, really slow, like, we're just going to talk. And, like, I like things like that. But it's definitely, like, a very abrupt switch that's, like, not, get used to that at all.
I also, like, don't get me wrong, he's a good character, but I don't think Naoi should be there.
He shouldn't. Also, I don't know why they say Naoi.
Don't get me wrong.
It should be Naoi, but that's just sorry.
No, sorry.
No. It's not you. It's because they say it Naoi the whole time, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why?
Yeah, I don't think he should be there. Like, I wish he had been a like. No, I don't know.
Here's my take on that. Is that you're correct. He shouldn't be there, but I love him, and so I don't mind.
You know what? Megan's right.
Like, no, I do
really,
like him.
Really...
Just...
Oh, I didn't even mention him in my backstory episodes. I love his episode too. Sorry.
His
episode's great.
I love his episode. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
Is that one of the ones I wrote down?
With Otonashi.
In your memory. That's
in the rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's such a great moment.
Yes.
I'm a big fan. I thought he was gonna obliterate, but then they kept him around just to be
what I thought.
Obnoxious and fun and in love with Otonashi.
It's true.
See, I think after he helped Otonashi unlock his memories, he should have said, I think my time is done here. And I think that would have been a good thing. But then again, we do get the fun episodes or the fun like interactions between him, Hinata, and Otonashi.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But I still don't think he should be in episode 13. I think
he really shouldn't, but I do not care.
I think it should have just been the 4.
It makes much more sense.
Yuri, Hinata, and Otonashi.
Yeah, it makes much more sense for him not to be there. But
do we want to talk about the ending scene?
Yeah, we can talk about the ending scene. I just rewatched that too because I needed that to be fresh so that I could talk about it.
I don't know.
Here's my thing is when I first watched this, little baby me was very much like on this weird precipice between only accepting canon like relationships in shows and also not being interested in romance at all in any way. So I the first time I watched this, I didn't really like Angel that much because I thought she was just like, I mean, she's so subdued and like boring, and then she became a love interest, and I was like, well, now I'm not interested. Conversely, I didn't like Yuri as much at first, and then they made it clear she wasn't the love interest, and that I liked her more. Which is just a me thing, I think. But so when I saw this last episode the first time, I remember I was bawling my eyes out. First of all, actually, before we talk about this scene itself, can we talk about the title of the show? I really want to talk about it.
The title of Angel Beats?
Does no one want to talk about it? It is so clever, and it revolutionized my mind as far as what you can do.
I just now got it.
Because you start the show and you're like, okay, Angel Beats. They're fighting this person named Angel. You know, they're beating each other up. The show is Angel Beats in Japanese and English. It's always the English words, Angel Beats. They have the imagery of the heart there the entire time. Did not catch that. 0% caught that. None. Do not catch the in every scene. Did not catch it. You get to the last episode and they reveal that Angel has Otonashi's heart. So Angel beats because Otonashi's heart is beating in Angel. And so that's why I can't hate the last episode, because of what it gives us. What it gives. In terms of the title.
Okay. Y'all, our weakness is also that we're morons.
Oh my god, I lost my mind. The first time I watched this, I lost my mind. Because they do the whole thing with like, Yuzuru means to string and Kanade means to play a tune, and like also I looked it up, or I was looking up this because I wanted to get it right. Strings. Yep. And I was looking this up to make it right, or to put the right words down. And I found out that Otonashi means no sound. So his heart's not beating, so he makes no sound with his own heart, but he can string Kanade's heart and she can play the tune on it.
I'm mad. So,
by no means is this the only what I really like about Japanese is that like names and things are you write them with kanji mostly, so you can get very symbolic with names very easily and still have them be like normal names, versus in English I feel like it's more like obvious usually, not always, but you know, like fate, hope, whatever. So I always appreciate a good like and that's something that you kind of lose being a non-Japanese person watching anime. But yes, I did want to mention that. That was something that I have written here as very important to mention, because it's very important to me, because it revolutionized the way I think about like titles, and like it's like one season and they use a false title, not a false title, but a double meanings title the whole time, and you just don't know. So anyway. Yeah, they're not subtle with the what is that called? What is the beeping heart thing called? I don't even remember what the instrument, like a real
heart monitor?
Yeah,
right,
like
I don't know.
Okay, we'll call it a heart monitor. That's much easier than whatever I was thinking of. They use that imagery the whole time.
Cardiogram?
Cardiogram, yes.
There you go.
Every time they do a commercial break, it's always there, and it's in a heart. So it's like, it's right there. Anyway.
It's right there the whole time.
Anyway. So that's why I can't hate the last episode.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's, I mean, I definitely bawl my eyes out every time I watch it, but it's not like, I'm not like super invested in like, okay, the animation of him when Angel disappears and he isn't hugging her anymore, so he falls to his knees. I do love that animation. Really, it's very well done.
Because it makes you feel like he was definitely just leaning on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the scene is very well done, very made to make you cry specifically.
Yes.
I feel like
absolutely.
There's the build up to it.
Also,
it's not my favorite relationship,
no,
and I think
neither.
It's a little unfair of him to ask her to stay longer after she's been here for so long.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a well-written
I also
scene.
find it interesting that she never says I love you back. I like it. She says thank you many times, which is what
thank you.
Okay, one of my favorite lines that I was gonna mention is the thank you thing, because that's very big for Otonashi. The whole time he's talking about, my sister used to say thank you. I just wanted people to say thank you. That's why I wanted to be a doctor. It's like, hear people say thank you. And like the last episode has Kanade just over and over and over again.
Just thanking him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I something about me again loves like she clearly loves him, whether or not it's like exactly the same as he feels about her. Like I think it's like obvious that like she cares about him, but like
of course
she never says I love you to him, which I love. Like she's leaving and she doesn't like leave him with that. She leaves him with thank you instead. I have feelings about it.
Are there any other least favorite episodes that we have out in the universe?
Oh, well, did I say Yuri's backstory? Or not Yuri, Yui.
You don't like Yui's episode?
Interesting.
No, I've made
Oh yeah,
this
you just
very
don't like
clear.
you just don't like
I don't like the
Yui.
relationship. I don't like her.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I mean, again, this is one of the first things I saw, and like, I really latched onto it. I really, really like the relationship. So,
And you guys are allowed to like it. And
I know.
I do like
I don't
it,
think
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be able to not. But I totally respect that. But like,
I get it. I get it.
I
just
do like her
disagree.
episode. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can definitely understand your point of just having it
For
be,
sure.
like her character up until that episode was pretty dislikable.
Yeah.
And just because
I didn't like her at first
they
either.
had her say so many things that you
Yeah.
were like, why?
True.
Yeah, with the whole like, do you want me to seduce him? No, nobody asked for this.
True.
No.
Yeah.
So do you have a least favorite episode, Megan?
Yeah, I was looking at it. I feel like actually Dancer in the Dark, the one with all the angel clones, I don't really care
okay.
about it as much. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of,
I think the problem with that episode is it doesn't lead to anything in the next.
yeah. Well,
Because she doesn't have those tendencies of Angel doesn't end up having the tendencies of being a bad person again.
right,
like,
because she
being
like
against
wins her
each other.
fight
Yeah.
like while Otonachi's sleeping. When we
Yeah,
don't see any of it. I think if they had shown her like actually having like a mind battle, then you get more
That
insight
could've
into her
been
character
cool.
and it goes somewhere. That would have been super cool.
Yeah.
I would have liked that better, but I just
Mhm.
feel like that whole episode is just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Mhm. I feel. Oh no, I think Megan is popped.
So I think probably that would be my least favorite one.
Gotcha.
Fishing before that. The fishing is the episode before, isn't it? Hear you. Hello.
The fishing is the episode before that.
Yeah, it's the episode before. That's also not my favorite sequence, although it's kind of fun.
It's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It's
Enjoy
like
fishing.
fun. It just doesn't. There's
No,
no
it's
like
not.
substance,
Mhm.
but it's fun.
All right. So favorite, least favorite episodes. We've done those. Do we want to get into some hot takes on the series?
Oh no.
Hot takes? Do we have I have one, and then I got some from the internet to see if kind of what we think about them. My one is I think the alternate ending is better than the actual ending.
Interesting.
I watched that little 2 minutes of alternate ending, and I liked it a bit more.
Interesting.
I
They're
like-
both nearly there.
mhm.
Mhm.
I like the changing, like, not, I guess, like changing of the guard, letting Angel go and having him be the one, having Otonachi be the one
Mhm.
to be there and be,
Here's-
because that's what he's wanted to do. This is how
Right.
he's fulfilling
No,
himself.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Um.
getting other people through this time.
Yes. So here's my thing about it. So okay, if anyone doesn't know this, like you've seen the show, you've gotten this far in the episode, and you don't know this. There's an alternate ending or an alternate epilogue. It's on YouTube if you want to look it up. And then there's also 2 extra OVA like extra episodes. We're not gonna talk about those, but the alternate ending. Yeah. Here's my thing about it is I remember it was a big deal because people were like fighting over like which was better or whatever. But
Mhm.
I honestly don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like, I feel like Otonachi can stay there and he can be doing that job for like however long, and there could be a new changing of the guard
Yeah.
or something. And
Mhm.
then when he's ready to like move on, he can also move on.
Yeah.
And then like then they could have the like original one.
Mhm.
And like I don't mind it. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
fun. Like I like to think they could have like a nice
Mhm.
like normal life and they could all be friends like in real
Mhm.
life. Like I don't know. I really like
Yeah.
that. Power of friendship, overcoming
No.
reincarnation.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
agree. Like I think he needed to stay there. I
Mhm.
think it's more emotionally
Mhm.
relevant if he's like staying and helping people. I don't know why they made him so mean. Like he doesn't have to do it the way
Yeah, I don't
Angel
either.
did.
And he's not
I think
a
he can
mean
do it the way
person.
he did with
No.
Yui.
Yeah, and I
think
don't.
that's
Yeah,
what
I don't know why they did that either. But maybe he's just bitter. It's the
The
bitter
original
years.
ending I do really like, just because I love the idea of reincarnation and
Mhm.
like the power of love
Mhm.
Mhm.
coursing through
Yes.
reincarnation.
Agreed.
And I
That's
just think that's a lovely thought, even if I don't particularly care about their relationship.
Yeah.
true. No, I agree. And I feel like what I've always felt like is that like, okay, if they can find each other, then they can find everyone else too. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
that was always the idea that I had. about it. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I personally don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think both can happen.
Okay, gotcha. Anybody else have hot takes?
Okay, when Angel and Otonashi, this is such a vague, specific
Please do.
thing. She's like pulling out her swords, and there's a bunch of different ones, and he's like rating them, and she pulls out this lovely metal flower sword.
And he says it's creepy.
He says it's creepy, and I'm like, that is beautiful, and can bludgeon someone to death. I think that's so lovely, and I love it so much. He uses it to open the door later.
It's true.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Otonashi's wrong.
I mean, I like a character who can be wrong. I don't think that it takes away. I agree. It's pretty.
It's a pretty thing, but like imagine but imagining bludgeoning someone to death with it is creepy. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing that's creepy is her just standing there going shoo shoo shoo, and she just
Also
has this
true.
giant ass like
Flower.
mace thing attached to her wrist.
My favorite was the
make
trident.
it look like a flower. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
The wings that are just for the aesthetic.
Yep, just the aesthetic and being able to land. Megan, do you have any hot takes?
My hot take is that it's not long enough and I want more. My actual hot take is that I enjoy the like backstory and stuff so much, and like I like a good fight, and I know it's hard to end something if it's just backstory, but I feel like the plot goes very like characters for the first part, and then the last 3 episodes, or the last, not even the last 3, it's the 2 episodes before the last episode, they try to
they put
cram
in
all of this
story.
exposition at once, and it doesn't
it doesn't work.
It doesn't, the story flow isn't great in my opinion, but I do love the story.
I feel the story overall is really good. I do agree with the whole like we're gonna put a whole lot of stuff in these last 2 episodes, and I hope you're following.
Yeah.
Like you've got 44 minutes of big story.
Yeah. And honestly, I've watched it so many times over like 10 years, and I still don't fully understand what the programmer even wanted.
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting out of
just no
this
love
thing that you're doing? Like, I don't. Like,
you're not allowed to have love.
It's not even the whole afterlife. It's the afterlife specifically for people who died in their teenage years that had an unfulfilled life for reasons outside of their control. Like, this is a very, very specific group of people. Like, why are you focusing here?
Yeah.
Like, you're just kicking people who are down. What are you doing?
Okay. So looking at, there are a couple things that the internet is like, hey, these things are wrong with the series, and these are kind of takes that I found. The road to the guild. So in the second episode of the series, we are shown that a very fun episode. I enjoy it. It's fun.
Operation Parachute. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
we see the team go into the guild, and everybody except for Yuri and Otonashi die. First of all, why does it matter that they die? They're gonna get up in like an hour.
Well, it doesn't, but
as well as in the penultimate episode, in episode 12, we see them get through there without any problems.
Well, now they know which traps to look for.
But they go through a completely different route, is what they're saying. Is like it's a completely like a B taken route instead of the A route.
Did they? I'm sorry, I didn't rewatch those episodes actually because I wasn't interested in rewatching them right now. Didn't they turn off the traps or no?
No, not for episode 12.
They didn't. Okay.
No. And they took route A in episode 2 and route B in episode in episode 12.
It's high stakes. You got to perform better under high stakes scenarios.
I guess. So that is just what the internet is saying.
Okay.
So that is one thing they had a problem with. And then another thing is just the concept of the NPCs and why they're not allowed to kill them. Why not? They don't have souls.
Didn't understand the NPCs as well. I thought they were going to turn out to be regular students.
Yeah, they don't have souls. Like, why not?
Yeah,
you kill NPCs all the time.
Honestly, after you find out that Angel's a real person, I would start looking into the NPCs from like a detective standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, what are you and why are you here? And why can you like have a conversation with me? Like,
especially
if Angel's real, like, you're something.
Since, because of Naoi as well. Like, like he was posing as an NPC. Yeah,
they thought he was an NPC.
But he was actually just beating up the NPCs.
How do you think that boy is an NPC?
Well, he has the drama.
Well, I think it was just that he didn't change outfits. That's the big thing, is like he's wearing a hat. We don't know.
He's wearing a hat in the actual student uniform, so
Yeah.
you know.
He might as well be
NPC.
an NPC. And honestly, after he changes sides, wouldn't he just say, "Yeah, these people don't really exist. Why do you care?"
Oh, for sure.
Like
He doesn't give
they
a
are
shit.
here to be taken over by the shadows. Like
He doesn't give a
like
shit.
just kill them.
Yeah,
So that is
true.
another like big kind of plot hole that the internet
That's
found.
fair. Yeah.
It's kind of like, why do you care about the NPCs? You know they don't have souls. Just take them out if you need to.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have taken a whole lot of stuff out of Naoi's kind of overcoming of the Not Yet Dead Battlefront.
Yeah.
Because like he wouldn't have been able to
True.
use them if they were just like, no, these people don't matter.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The NPCs that's fair.
Yeah.
They're just kind of there, I guess. I mean, if it's a program and there's a programmer, then I guess NPCs.
Yeah.
Did we have? Oh, do you have more?
I think that's the only other hot take that I found on the internet. Otherwise, just like story things. But I feel like we can cover that when we talk about what we think went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could have, if they had enough for a second season, and just were able to give every backup, like not backup character, but like every person in the team an episode, and have it end with like one big obliteration in the first season, and then have the second season play out the shadow story, and like we actually get an entire season of that. I think that would have been good.
I have a fun fact. So
Yes.
apparently it was supposed to be double the number of episodes, and then the studio cut it in half, and the writer was
Dang.
apparently pissed because he had to chop down his story.
I was
Okay.
just about to say, I don't actually want it to be two seasons. I would prefer it to be twice as long, and
Okay.
that makes perfect sense to me because
Yeah.
that's what it feels like it should have been. It feels like
Yeah.
it should have been twice as long.
Yeah.
I do love
Because
it being
that's
one
how
season.
the characters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to know, like the angry girl. What's her name?
Sheena.
Oh, Sheena, the one with the puppies. She's not angry. Are we
Wait.
qualifying her as angry?
Let me.
Sheena has the puppies and the
Long
dark hair.
hair.
I don't call her angry. I guess.
Baseball fan.
Oh, no,
Eri-
yeah.
Yeah, Eri Sheena. That is like doing the things. Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, that has things on her hands.
She's not angry. She's happy. She's like, I don't know, not happy, but she's like.
She's brooding.
Yeah, she is brooding.
Brooding.
But
Okay,
she's
that's
so
a good-
sweet.
I did want
wanna
more
know
on
what
her
she's
as
about.
well.
I love her.
Because like you get like little like lines from her, but you don't really
Yeah.
know her.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
for sure.
And I feel like an episode with her was probably in the works somewhere in there.
It
Probably.
must have been.
Especially
Yeah.
because you got a lot of like in the not graduation, but like when everybody started disappearing, you got a lot of shots of her. So I feel
Mhm.
like she might have been in those episodes that were cut.
Yeah. Well, I feel
Like-
like she's in the background, like hanging around the main characters a lot, and then
Yeah.
also like she's in the baseball game, and like
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's a lot of scenes with her, and like she's the third to last person to survive episode 2.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I love her. I do wish we had more.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call her angry, but that's just me. I would call the this is because I just watched the OVA, but I would call the backup. Is she a bassist or a guitarist? The brunette with the
she's-
ponytail. She's angry.
She's another
I love her.
guitarist. She's lead guitar.
Okay, there you go. Lead guitar. She's angry, and I love her.
Yes. But I'd like
Oh,
a longer
sorry.
season would have given us more time to look at Takamatsu, Noda,
mhm.
Oyama.
Yep.
We don't know anything about Oyama.
No.
And then Fujimaki as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, just all of them. For
You get more on everybody, and I think that's great. And I
For
might
sure.
actually like TK.
Here's so on that topic, I remember I used to see people wanted like a second season where everyone got like reincarnated or something, and I was like, yeah, I guess.
Mhm.
But I would have preferred it to just be longer and to have time to focus on everyone's stories, and then it could have ended the same way, and I would have been
Yeah.
happy. They do have it's not an after thing, but they have a prequel thing. They did a light novel, which is called Track Zero, and then
Mhm.
they did a manga called Heaven's Door, and apparently those focus on how the SSS was formed and how everyone joined up with it.
Oh,
I
interesting.
still haven't read. I remember I couldn't find it way back, and I gave up. And lately, I just haven't thought about it until recently. So I'm definitely going to be reading it. But Yeah, so I haven't read it, but apparently that focuses more on how people joined. I don't know if it goes into
Okay.
the backstories, but I know it talks about
Gotcha.
them joining at least. So
Interesting.
there's that. But we
Gotcha.
can't really talk about that because
Yeah. Haven't read it.
obviously haven't read that.
Another thing that I kind of saw that was kind of a little it's actually a big thing with the series is it has a lot of themes and it wants to talk about a lot of things,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have the time. So it goes
Yeah.
back into like not having the time for things.
Mhm.
And I just think, it probably would have been a bit cleaner to just have one thing that we're talking about, like is there a god kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like there's a whole lot of that, but then there's also this like whole reincarnation aspect, and there's this like being okay with yourself and like being able to kind of fulfill your dreams and that kind of stuff. I feel like there's just a lot of different things that they try to focus on, and it doesn't quite help itself.
Mhm. Yeah, it definitely they should have given it more time.
Yeah,
but,
it just needs more time.
Most issues come down to pacing, I think.
True. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah,
with
the
that.
pacing of everything.
And if they did have to cut it down in half, that totally makes sense to me because
Mhm.
it feels like they did.
it feels like I've got like 3 or 4, at least like there are like 6 other episodes that are in here that I didn't see.
Yeah.
Well, because you can't like once you start seeing Otonashi like go through his friends and like help them kind of get through things, you want to see everybody get that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly, like, although he wasn't one of my favorite characters, I wanted to see Noda get an episode.
Yeah.
I want to know why he's so mad.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, dude?
For sure.
Like,
I do love him. I didn't
I
talk
wanna
about him,
know-
but I enjoy him a lot.
Yeah, he's funny. Again, I feel like I didn't like him because he was too antagonistic the first time I watched it or something. I don't know. But you know what? Who I want to see the backstory of is Matsuhito the Fifth. How did he die? How did he die?
How did he die?
Why
He
did
seems
he
like the
die?
strongest.
I would really like to know how he died.
He was just too big and got cut up by lasers. That's it.
He got cut up by lasers.
Cut up by lasers, like in episode
In
2.
real life, yes.
Just
he
in
was
real
a
life.
spy.
Yeah, there you go. It would make sense.
Honestly, I believe it.
Are there any other things where we thought they went wrong besides just length, or is it really just like they just didn't have enough time? I think that's the big thing.
I think they could have gone through a few rewrites after, like, chopping episodes. Like, they obviously
Yeah.
did to make a cohesive story, but the pacing is a big issue. Like, if we go through right now, like, we start out the first episode high octane with like 80 miles per hour. Guild stays that, and then we go into nice like 50 for backstory episodes, maybe a little up
3,
for
4,
family
5,
affair. Then we have the big angel battle, and then we're back to backstory episodes. Then we have the huge battle, and then we have the lazy strolling along graduation pace.
Ugh,
Yeah.
It definitely needed to be a rising roller coaster into like a big drop type deal.
Yeah.
I feel that. Anything with you, Megan? What do you think?
I mean, I think that's mostly how I feel about it.
Just
like
pacing.
Just pacing and time. Like I wish they had more time.
Oh yeah.
To tell more of the story, but obviously they didn't. So what can you do?
Yeah. Let's talk about favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I think all of my favorite scenes come from obliterations.
Yeah,
with the
that's
backstories
fair.
being shown and all that kind of stuff. Favorite being Iwasawa's.
Mhm.
I think hers is just lovely.
It's
lovely
so
to
good.
watch and emotional.
It's
and like the interplay between her playing the song as well as like getting to see her backstory at the same time is super cool.
Yeah, and like if they were gonna start on any like they started right. Like that was absolutely what you should start with. Like it was very good.
And although I don't like him in episode 13, Naoi's hug in the rain is so it's very emotional, and I love the way it is shot.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
Because it is over the shoulder, like you are being hugged by Otonashi. Basically.
Yeah. And like I also I feel some sort of way about the fact that he never tells his story out loud to anyone that we see.
Just shown.
It's just something that he's thinking about, and Otonashi just happens to say something that's like perfectly exactly what he needed to hear, and like the hug and everything is just like that scene is extremely
so
good. I love that scene.
Other favorite scenes?
I have one. It's Yuri destroying all the computers, and kind of the lead up to it with his like, there's love here. I don't know how that's happened. Oh wait, it's coming from you. And her finally getting to fulfill like being a big sister to everyone and being able to protect them.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice culmination of her arc, and just so cool to see her like destroying the computers.
No, that's a good one.
It's pretty cool. Just like
it is.
The entire episode is a powder keg, just waiting for Yuri to go ham, and I think that's
she deserves it.
She does. She's gone through hell throughout the show. So,
and her thinking like, maybe I can become God and like make this into my will, and then choosing to like let herself move on.
If she was to become God, it would go against everything she's been fighting for.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think it's a great thing that they just had her be like, no.
I feel like it's a good kind of philosophical point to show that like if her ideology went too far, though, it's like, okay, you want to fight against this stuff, but then maybe you could start thinking, oh, but I could make it better, like since I know what's wrong with it. Like I think it's like cool to show, and it's obviously like cool to show that she chooses not to, and like goes ham. It's just fun.
Do you have a favorite scene, Megan?
Oh my goodness, too many. I feel like the last, because I was just watching this and want to talk about it. The last scene in
oh no,
which one is that?
Sorry, Megan, you're cutting in and out.
Oh my god.
Otonashi's backstory. Oh no, hello. Oh no, am I here?
Here we go.
Gotcha. Internet.
Say it again.
Are we good? Okay. Yeah. Okay. The last episode in Otonashi's train backstory episode, or not the last episode, the last scene in it when he's dying.
That was also mine.
Bro,
that's a good one.
I think that is I think it's my favorite scene in the show. Like that scene. Oh my god! Like I lost it the first time. I watched it an hour ago. Like just rewatched it again. Like
that's good.
Also, just to mention, I would like to know how Igarashi's doing, the friend from the train, like the secondhand guy. I love him. What is he doing? I feel like all of those people have so much survivor's guilt. Like
that the one guy that was trying to help everybody didn't survive.
Like, and then when they find out that he was injured too and he didn't tell anybody, I feel like that's just like they're all traumatized for other reasons, but I feel for them because like obviously Otonashi's at peace with it, but that sucks for them. But I love that scene where everyone's just so, I mean, it's been 7 days. They had food for 3 days and like water, and it's been 7 days. It's been a whole week. Oof. No sunlight, nothing, anything, and they're all laying there and no one has any hope. Like they've all watched a man die. Like there's plenty more other dead bodies in the train that are probably rotting.
The worst.
And they're all just laying there and they're all just like ready to die, and he just gives them hope at the end, and that is so poignant to me. Like that gets me every single time.
Oof. I really enjoyed my time watching this show. It'll definitely be something I go back to and watch another time, because I think it's got a lot of good things in it. And I think if you're looking for something to turn your brain off to, this is not the show. Do not turn your brain off to the show. You have to watch to understand everything that is going on. I remember I had to watch the first episode twice.
Did you?
Like when I first started, I was like, wait.
I didn't hear, for reference, I didn't warn them anything about it. I didn't tell you guys anything about.
We
I was just like, let's watch Angel Beats.
I had to watch it again.
Continue into a theological tizzy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, kind of wrapping things up, let's get into our parts. The parts of this series or season of episodes. I'm gonna give it a part for story concept. I think it's a very interesting concept to have a purgatory type place where you get to kind of choose your own adventure of like, am I getting to fight back and like try to still live as long as I can even though I know I'm dead? Or do I just steer into the skid and like try to have my best time, like try to live out the things that I didn't get to do. And I think that's really cool. And a part for an emotional center. I think it has a really nice emotional center to it with all of these characters that you kind of get to know over the 13 episodes, and you get to kind of see them, or at least most of them. You get like a finish to their story, like a finish to Yuri's story and her getting to be the big sister for everybody, and like a finish to Hanada's and just wanting to help his friends. So that's his big thing, is he just wants to help people. He like he wants to be the star, you know, from like his baseball game thing, but he's also wants to be a part of the team.
Right.
That is also
I feel like
baseball.
I feel like more than the fact that he didn't catch it is the fact that he lost the game for everyone else. Like that's what he got hung up on, was that like like it wasn't that he wasn't the star, it was that he like failed in his eyes, like the rest of the team and everything. And it was
a chance to succeed at the end.
Emotional center, I agree.
I enjoy it. Yeah, a part for an emotional center. Do we have parts for anybody else?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna give it 2 parts teen angst.
Yes.
For the characters and
the
for
band.
making me feel 13 again.
Yes.
You know,
same for other reasons.
Yeah. Megan was the perfect age to watch it. When you're
I was.
Like, I'm so angry. I want to destroy God with my bare hands. Let's watch Yuri do
destroy God.
It's true.
And then I'm gonna give it 1 part for the pacing of a 15-year-old learning how to drive, and 1 part hope of a 14-year-old that just got into high school and is so excited and doesn't know what to come. I put it all in teen terms.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
We got 13, 14, and 15.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, it's definitely a part of my tears. No, just like, I mean, that's just emotion, I think, again. I mean, okay, I'll say it's like a part nostalgia for me, personally, because like, it's second anime I ever watched. It's like one of my favorites still to this day. Like I just really like it. If I had to give it a more legitimate part, I would definitely say the characters are the strong point of it. Like we said, the pacing and stuff is not as great. The story concept is super cool, but I am not as attached to the plot itself. But I love all of the characters to pieces. So definitely a part or 2 for characters from me.
Yeah.
Part and a half.
100%.
I love the classic art style. It is very classic anime art style, which is pretty cool. Character design is really cool as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that does that wrap up our thoughts and feelings? I mean, not all of our thoughts and feelings. But like,
yeah, I don't think I have any other. Oh, I do. Okay, wait. One last fun fact. I don't know if anyone else is like me and loved this show way back in the day and is now like thinking about revisiting it. But I just found out last May. So the creator of the show, his name is Maeda Jun. I think I said that before, but he worked in so fun fact, the first anime I ever saw was Clannad, which is based on a visual novel, but they adapted it into an anime. So he worked on the visual novel and also maybe the anime, I'm not sure. But I saw that first, and then I got recommended to this from like a comment or something. So he works with music and stuff, but he worked on visual novels. So he decided to make visual novels that are, I think they're supposed to be different slightly from the original anime, but visual novel adaptation, like choose your own story kind of thing. So there were supposed to be 6 parts and only 1 ever got released, and it never got translated to English. I just found out literally minutes before we recorded that the English translation of it, like a fan translation, but English translation patch got released this May, like May 2020. So if anyone else is interested in that, go have fun, because I probably will.
We should stream it.
Ooh,
the 3 of us playing it. That'd be fun.
All right.
Yeah, I love it. We'll go onto Megan's Twitch, or we can make a partware Twitch. We'll see. We'll see what we do. That'd be fun.
I think we should. I don't know what to expect, but it is there. It came out in 2015 originally, but it's just now has an English patch that has been released.
All right.
If you Google it, it's online.
Hell yeah.
So there's that. That was my last fun fact.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. This has been the Partware Podcast. Next week, we are going to be watching and reviewing Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, it is on the DC Universe thing. It's on HBO Max. It's got a 2nd season coming out on the 25th. I'm super excited about it. I have already watched this. I've watched the 1st season. and I don't think anybody else has watched it yet.
Nope.
So I'm very excited to have them watch it and react to it. It's gonna be super fun. Yeah. So thank you guys. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. You can find this podcast. Hopefully, by the time you're listening to this, it is on Apple Podcasts and things.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It should be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So thank you guys for listening.
Hope you had a particularly fun time.
Okay, Haley. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.